This podcast is brought to you by Most Valuable Podcasts, leading the league in podcasting entertainment.
What's up? Real MVPs, Ricky Widmer here, and welcome into Only the Bulls, where me and this man, Dave Oster. Dave, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Now
that I can talk.
Yeah, now that you can talk. It's now that people are allowed to hear you. This is actually take two. Dave and I forgot to click him off of mute. And Soapy was so great to tell us, because we were live to patrons. If you didn't know that, you could become a patron today and watch us record these live. Dave, we got kind of a hard video to do today, a hard podcast to do, just because.
It's cathartic, though. It's we sum it all up, we let it all out. Woosah,
So, here's what I'm gonna say. Before we get into it, housekeeping: Discord, Patreon link. BETUS, you'll hear about them later. All those links down below. Like button helps us with the algorithm. Hit the sub button if you love us. Comment down below. We need to know your feelings as well. I relate to I relate to what I'm feeling right now. I've been watching, even though I'm not a Leafs fan and NHL style, I've been watching a lot of Steve Dangle. I love watching Steve Dangle, his reactions, even though I'm not a fan. And the Leafs right now are kind of going through a similar thing that we're going through, but different, where they're a team, they have a great regular season team, they get to the first round, they lose in the first round. That's their life. That is their life, rinse and repeat. Sometimes they play the Bruins and they'll bring them to 7, but still lose in the first round. And watching his videos about the coach getting fired and like the off season that they're having, he's like, it just feels like the same. And if this happens again next year, things need to change. And it made me think, Dave, I've said this before. I've been angry about this before. I relate to that because right now I sit here as a Bulls fan, same exact position we were in last year. And it's just the thing of, if we're in this same exact position next year, something and I'm not saying, like, you could say the fire AK and I'd agree with you. Not saying that would be my first thing, but I wouldn't tell you you're wrong.
Sure.
But if it happens a third year in a row, something needs to change. I would say this offseason, something needs to change. But what's that change?
But Ricky, what about
continuity? You say, I knew you were going to say continuity.
We got so much continuity now.
I hate that word.
We got continuity coming out of the... Never mind.
I might ban that word from MVP podcasts.
I don't think you can. Because then what we talk about from Bulls episode, it's not continuity.
Yeah, we can't talk about... Only the Bulls would cease to exist.
It would. It would go away forever. I don't disagree with your hopes and wishes, but at the same time, buckle in, buddy, because we have got a continuity offseason for you.
Correction, there's no hope and dreams. This is just logically, if the same thing happens, something needs to change.
Well, we've been waiting. We've been twiddling our thumbs. I mean, developing talent to fill out our roster around the eventual return of our apparently Messiah. I don't know if you've heard of him, Lonzo Ball. He's kind of mythical at this point because we don't know that he actually exists.
Speak for yourself, buddy. I only got one Messiah. It's not Lonzo Ball.
Well, we hear rumors. There are sightings, but nothing's been confirmed up to this point in time. Will he play next year? We hope so. We think he will, but we don't know. So for a team that was built around one man.
At least I saw videos of him taking shots. That's good, right?
Yeah. So I think that, you better get ready for more continuity, buddy. But yeah, I definitely agree on the fact that we're kind of stuck in that same hamster wheel. And as much as I would love to tell you that we're gonna pop out of there, the best we can do is trading away our most expensive player and re-signing DeMar DeRozan to a big old fat contract and running it back. So I'm just gonna lay that out for the fans right out of the gates. I don't want you to get your hopes up. I think that's exactly the plan from our front office. The hope is someone wants Zach LaVine. Who wants him? I don't know yet. Are we going to do what with him? Not sure. We'll figure it out. But what I do know is we're a luxury tax team if we don't move on from him.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if you know the Bulls,
if you know Reinsdorf,
if you know the Reinsdorfs, we ain't gonna be a luxury tax team. We are here to collect paychecks. We are here to be mid, and collect paychecks. So that's what we're gonna do. But yeah, sorry, I didn't want to get too far into it. I know we still have all this other stuff going on.
You're good. Yeah. Because I was originally going to say, where do you want to start with this? So it's great that you kind of picked a lane and went.
Yeah. The money is the situation. Mm-hmm. Let's start with that then. Let's just talk pure brass tacks. Our contracts, DeMar DeRozan's a free agent. Mm-hmm. Patrick Williams is an RFA. Drummond, Javante. Like, we got some decisions to make. Obviously, that's just what's up. We also have, extension opportunities with like Alex Caruso, who probably deserves a lot of money for being an all defensive player yet again, year over year. Just kind of impressive. Mm-hmm. Continue being the heartbeat of the team. But yeah, it's a weird situation that we're stuck in right now. And the nice thing is our two young players, two of our young players, let me rephrase it. Two of our young players, Kobe and Ayo, love them to death. I think everybody in Chicago does. I think they're the easiest guys to root for. What?
I love half of them.
No, Kobe has turned a leaf. You even started to come around on that, man. He put his whole heart on the line.
Yeah, but then I watched that Heat game, Dave, and that's the trash can again.
Yeah, that's
the trash can I know and love.
That was Duffy. No excuses. But they view DeMar as like a mentor. Patrick Williams views him as a mentor. Whether we keep Patrick Williams or not, I don't know. You
know how we treat our mentors, Dave. We trade them to Toronto.
I thought we traded them to New York.
Because the mentor I was thinking of was, what's his name? He was a mentor to Kobe, power forward, played for the Sixers before we got him. Oh, why am I blanking on his name? Thaddeus Young.
Mentor to Kobe White.
Kobe White. He was the
when you say mentor to Kobe, I'm like,
no, not Kobe Bryant. No, I'm talking about like, because the big thing they talked about is like he's the big mentor. So like, you know what we do to mentors? We send them to Toronto.
I thought we were going Derrick Rose, Joakim Noah.
No,
we just ship them to New York.
You gotta have a knee problem for that.
God, Taji boy, still in the league somehow.
Is he really?
He was. He played minutes last year.
He was with the Grizzlies still.
No, he was New York and then Detroit.
Oh, of course. He was Thibodeau for a while. Yeah. And then he got shipped. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, the answer was it was better than playing Precious Achiuwa, who unfortunately has to play minutes now.
Yeah, because of OG's injury.
Yeah. But back on track. Mentor, DeMar DeRozan, great for our young players. They all look up to him. He seems to really like it here. A lot of people are like, DeMar, you should go get a ring. You should go da-da-da. I don't know if those teams want to pay DeMar DeRozan money, though.
Unfortunately, he likes it here.
Yeah, I think he's great. He's not a player you can easily build a championship around. I'll say that at this point in his career because he's 35-ish. He's 34, turning 35 by the start of next season. I love him, though. He seems great. He's so outspoken. I love what he's coming out with in the last year. But he really has taken on that role for this young squad, and I'm all about it. So, yeah, we're going to pay him a bunch of money to keep him here because the alternative is he walks for nothing. Don't love that.
I don't like that at all.
Don't love that. And the other alternative is we try to convince the team to sign and trade, and we'll probably get stuck with a contract we don't want. So, big pass. I think what we're going to do, guessing, is DeMar will be back for, again, Bobby Marks was throwing out some numbers. Between $390 would be on the low end, $30 million a year kind of deal. I think the max was about $129. So I'm praying to God we don't pay that much money for DeMar DeRozan, age 35, 36, 37. That would be an insane payday for him.
I'm hoping we don't lock him down for many years because you brought up the contracts this year. I just want to add on to that really quick.
Yeah.
So this offseason, we're dealing with the Paw, who's also an RFA.
Correct. He's an RFA. Yep.
We're also dealing with next year. I'm assuming Caruso's not going to get extended because they're not going to want to pay him more money, which means he's a UFA next year. We also have Lonzo's a UFA next year. So if he doesn't play, we just cut him loose.
Right.
And Vusi is a free agent after next season. So, like, the point is there's 2 more of these players that's part of the plan that we could start moving on from to move on from this plan that isn't working. No. Like, not this season, but like, I hope we don't lock him down longer, because then it's like, great, Lonzo's gone, Caruso's gone. Oh, but DeMar's still here.
I think, that would kind of suck. Maybe we play Rapid.
It would suck a lot.
But again, if he's a great mentor, shrug, it's always good to have a tradable contract on your roster.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I think that, like,
thought that'd be Vusi.
That's not tradable anymore. $20 million for a starting center. And again, if you just don't watch him play and you look at a box score,
you just don't watch him.
You might be interested. He somehow regressed as a shooter in every possible way.
Mm-hmm.
It's ugly. It's ugly.
But in the last year of his deal, could that be
$20 million for starting center in the NBA
for an expiring it could become an expiring contract, or he could be Tobias, or he could just be Tobias Harris, and we just gotta wait until he's gone.
Let's not. So I think that there's some deals that we're definitely stuck with, but again, this is the year we're gonna play it out with Lonzo Ball, probably not with Zach LaVine, because he's made his line in the sand, doesn't want to cross it, hates our front office, hates our coach, all the shenanigans.
I could see why.
I could take a guess,
I could see why.
But I think it feels safe to say that there's not many people who are trying to steal DeMar DeRozan from us.
You know what? You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb and say.
Yeah.
I could see why Zach's upset, because think about this now. Now that we've got hindsight being 2020, he was offered a deal by the Kings.
Yep.
Bulls didn't want to lose him, matched it. And look at the success of us compared to the success of the Kings right now. Which team would you rather be on right now, the Bulls or the Kings?
Well, but Ricky, you have to remember those 40 games from 3 years ago.
Yeah, those 40 games. Or what is it? What was it 3 years ago? Or I'm talking last year. Wasn't there the Lonzo Ball? Is the Lonzo Ball games?
3 years ago was when Lonzo Ball played.
Okay.
To start the season.
You're right. You're right. That you're referring to when we were first place and everything was great.
Correct. There's a team that might trade for Zach, but I don't know how to get into that yet. Patrick Williams, how much is he worth? Because let me just wrap up. DeMar DeRozan's a great guy, love him. Probably get an offer from $30 million a year, maybe 2-year deal if we get lucky, like Ricky said, so we don't have him too long.
Mm-hmm.
But 3-year deal wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Do you think anyone tries to steal him from us for that much?
DeMar?
Yeah. I feel like there's not going to be many people. Because remember, the Lakers didn't want to offer him much money.
Yeah, there might be. They might try to steal him away at lower money, and we'll just see if he wants to really win a ring or not.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, he wasn't a part of that Raptors team that won. He was part of the reason why they get
Kawhi was the reason they won. Okay, let's not.
No. But if they don't move on from DeMar, they don't get Kawhi. Is what I'm saying.
Correct. Yes. So spot on. So we're thinking no. We're keeping DeMar. Great. Yeah, Patrick Williams. How much are you going to pay Patrick Williams? How much do you think another team would pay Patrick Williams?
Is it bad that I'm kind of hoping a team tries to do what the Kings did with Zach? But I'm not, because, here's the thing. I'm hoping a team does that because I'm hoping AK goes, no, we're not going to pay him that much. But in my mind, I know AK and continuity, no, we can't lose Pat, and then we're paying him that much.
He's Project Pat, baby. He's his first pick.
I'm telling you, there's got to be a team out there that's bottom of the barrel. Who cares if we win? We've got cap room to spend. You know what I would honestly do? If I was the Pistons, instead of spending that money on Toby, I would offer the money to Patrick Williams, because it's a double win. You either get a youngish player that you can just develop, and he'd be better than Tobias Harris. Or 2, let me go and give you this much. Hey, AK, force your hand. I just locked you down with a long contract.
That's actually totally valid.
Yes.
Totally valid.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So how much is too much? Are we talking?
What's the max that someone could throw out there? That's the question. That's what I would throw out there. I don't know the
max, but I would guess, because he's not qualified for any awards.
Mm-hmm.
a lot of money.
Yeah.
Still.
Remember, earlier in the year, he wanted $200 million. That's what he wanted his whole contract to be. He wanted to be a $200 million man.
I don't believe that was the case.
He did. We talked about it.
I remember the quote was...
His agent or something was, because we referenced his agent.
It was interpreted as $200 million. I think what actually it was a number starting with a 2, and he meant like $25 million a year. I think he was looking for 20 to 25 mil.
Which is still way too much for him. Coming off an injury, no thanks.
Well, now especially, yes.
Yeah, no thanks.
I agree.
Yeah.
But he is one of the best defenders on the wing in the NBA. Bar none. Mm-hmm. Is he going to give you points? Probably not. Is he going to give you rebounds? Definitely not. Can he ball handle a little bit to give you hope? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Have we seen a Patrick Williams with confidence play outside of the summer league? Not really.
Hi, everybody. Just want to take a quick moment out of today's podcast to tell you about our sponsor for today, BETUS, a sports book that has it all, whether it's basketball, hockey, football, soccer, whatever you like to bet on, BETUS has you covered. And they are offering our viewers and listeners today a 125% sign-up bonus just for using our link down below in the description. So go ahead, use that link down below and get your 125% sign-up bonus, BETUS. And now, let's get back to the podcast.
One playoff game several years ago now. I would say I'd be good with him for 15 mil a year.
Mm-hmm.
I think 16 mil, sure. You could talk me into a 4-year 16 per.
Mm-hmm.
I think 20 is just too much. But for a top wing defender in the NBA who can shoot threes, I don't know, Ricky. As much as I don't love Patrick Williams, I don't see AK giving up on his first overall pick.
No, he's not. That's the thing. He's not. That's why I'm hoping a team doesn't just throw money at him, because AK is not going to be able to let him walk.
If you get a 4 for 80 for Patrick Williams, and then you offer like a 4 for 78 to Alex Caruso, because that is his max, I think, for his extension, that's a choice.
Mm-hmm.
That's a choice, man. Caruso's worth the money for sure. Is Patrick Williams worth the money? I think he might be. He just might be.
I don't know. Well, again, here's the reason why I don't know with Patrick Williams. We kind of mentioned this on the draft room, but I can fully go into it here. He hasn't consistently been injury free.
Right.
He played most of his games rookie season, then only 17. Then played played 82 last year. Didn't play any of it. Played 36, I think, this year. Trying to pull it off the top of my dome.
I appreciate it.
To where it's like, you haven't been like, is this something we need to worry about? Every other year he's injured, or every other year there's a setback?
He went down. I don't think there's anything wrong with him.
Mm-hmm.
He just might not be super durable. But again, how many wing defenders who can shoot threes are you going to pay less than the premium for? Like, yeah, he's not spectacular, but he is consistent when he is out there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling like we got Kobe White for a steal, like $12 million for 2 more years for this upcoming year and the following year, right? Ayo Dosunmu, what's Ayo's contract? Do you have it up?
I got it. I want to get into Kobe White too, because
I know we'll get there. I just want to wrap up Pat, because I think just pick the number. Is it 15? Is it 12?
I'd say the highest I'd do is like 17. And that's really if you're twisting my arm. I don't want to go anywhere near 20 for him.
No, I'm with you. I think the number should land somewhere between 12 and 15.
Because like Ayo is $7 million a year. Kobe is $12 million a year. If Kobe's $12 million a year, Pat shouldn't be paid more than that. He hasn't been consistently on the court.
You're not wrong, but
like, if I'm thinking of it realistically.
Right. The difference is, like, Kobe was coming off his worst year. Patrick was actually, it wasn't a great year for him. So yeah, and he missed 50 games, or 40 something games.
Yeah, if you're not on the court, I'm not going to pay you, is what I'm thinking.
I would love 12 to 15. I would be happy with that. If we got him on a 4-year deal for 12 to 15, I think that's great. Do it, sign you up. I won't complain even a little bit about his performance. Not once.
And the Kobe thing I wanted to mention isn't really necessarily, it's not everyone's going to be like, oh, this is Ricky just wants to bash on Kobe. It's not that. It goes more to you mentioning it's really DeMar, to be honest with you, because you mentioned, oh, well, he's a good mentor.
He is.
Here's the thing I think of, and I know Kobe's not the only one here, but here's my problem with like this last year. Did Kobe White play better statistically? Yes. Am I sure that Kobe White could be the guy on this team? No, I still don't believe. 1 year could be a flash in the pan. I need to see more consistency from it. But here's my problem with Kobe so far. Or let me backtrack. Not a problem, could be a potential problem, because now guys I'm looking at, there's one guy who is vastly different because he's in a different tax bracket pick-wise. Sure. But there's two guys that I've just off top of my dome picked out there. And Kobe White, this was his 5th year in the league. 5th year. And I know he came in at 19. Take that with a grain of salt. But two guys I looked at. One is Jimmy Butler, ex-Bulls legend.
Yep.
Maybe legend's too much, but ex-Bull great.
He definitely left his imprint.
By the time we got to Jimmy's 5th year, he was an all-star. Mm-hmm. He was like that. His 5th year was the beginning of the Jimmy Butler that we all remember. But he was also, with the Bulls.
Like you said,
he was. He came in 20. He came in 3 years older. So that's the big. He came in 22 rather than 19. But yet again, to me, it comes down to the age is like, you're entering your prime sooner, but the work ethic was different. The second guy I picked came in a year older than Kobe White, De'Aaron Fox. He's right now this last year was his 7th year, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7th year in the league. The last 3 years, we've really seen the De'Aaron Fox, I'm taking over this team.
Yep.
The thing with Kobe, the one that I chose that is in a different tax bracket is Paolo. Paolo in his 2nd year, he's already, boom, the face of the Magic. That would be unfair to be that Kobe should have been that 2nd year in. The point is now you're after your 5th year. Starting with this one, you need to build off of it. I need to next year. I need to the year after. Be confident that you are the face of this team. Because if you're not, there's a problem. Kobe White should be the face of this team if we're going to go all in. But am I confident he should be or will be? No, I'm not. I'm just not. I just don't see it. And how long do we sit there and go, Kobe, you don't need a mentor. You need to be the mentor now. Okay,
you're acting like this man's in his prime. He's not even in his prime yet.
But what I'm saying is this is the point in your career, 5th, 6th, 7th year, where prime be damned, you've had enough experience in this league to where you should be like, okay, I don't need, like, the mentors are great, learning things. I can always learn new things. No one stops learning, but I need to flip the script. I am no longer just the student. I need to start making that transition into, hey, I can be out on my own and you can trust me.
He did have a situation where he was like top 5 in clutch points this year, clutch minutes played. It was him and DeMar. Yeah. The two of them were both top 5 the whole season.
What I'm saying,
so it's not like he wasn't like a guy.
What I'm saying,
you're playing with the best closer in basketball outside of Steph Curry.
Yeah, what I'm saying is I need him to build off of this, and I am not confident that I am more. I am more confident in him going backwards than I am forwards.
In what regards backwards, or how you measuring this? Just defensively, he took a massive leap this year. Offensively, he kind of found his way back to where he was. Obviously, with the opportunity of Zach being gone, nobody else there really step up, so he jumped in there. He got his. Io started to get his. Like,
I would rather. Where you feel? I need him to. The way I'm predicting this, or how I see it, if we keep DeMar. Yeah. How I see this is we will look back and fast forward 5 years.
Sure.
We'll look back and go, wow, he had a good year, but it was kind of like, it was like a peak. It was like, if you're looking at the chart, it goes whoop, whoop, and it just starts to come down.
Oh,
I would almost rather them not keep DeMar. The mentor thing, throw it out the window. Hey, you stepped up without Zach. We like that. We're going to give you even bigger challenge. You know what? The clutch time, you've got it. We don't need DeMar. We've got you. Put the ball in his hands then. Either trust him fully and we don't need DeMar, or bring DeMar in and still have the training wheels on and, Kobe, you're going to be the guy. But that's how I see it. DeMar would be the training wheels for him. If we believe he's going to be as great as he was this year, why not go all in on him? That's all I'm saying. Why not go all in on him and trust him fully?
What's the difference of having another offensive weapon on the wing? Like,
because DeMar takes Paul George, the ball
Kawhi Leonard's training wheels.
Because DeMar is too ISO heavy, and that hurts Kobe White.
Because it hurts Kobe issue.
White. Then fire the coach. Then I've never been high on Billy Donovan, but like.
You got us to play great.
It's either a coaching thing or
the
it's
offensive team sucks, and we did fire several coaches this year.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's Billy Donovan.
Well, it's the people who manage our offense. Mo Cheeks and I forget the other guy's name, who manage our offense, gone. Yeah. So like, there should be a new shift in place. Are we still going to run 3-4 guard lineups? Absolutely, because that's Billy Donovan.
So basically, I'm going to
the shot selection should change.
Yeah.
Some of the looks should change, and with Lonzo Ball running an offense again, question mark ... Going to be a little different look out there. We don't have to let DeMar DeRozan stand there for 15 seconds bouncing the ball.
If he's running the offense, we don't even know.
He'll be healthy to start the year. He'll be healthy to start the year. Where that takes us, I don't know.
Not believing it until I see it. I have given up hope on this team.
He will start the year. I don't know where he will finish the year, but I know
that's part 2 to the equation.
But he'll I was listening to oh my god, who's our announcer? Stacey King.
Yeah.
Had somebody on there. They were talking about like, should Lonzo start over Kobe? And it was like, wait, what? What are we doing here? What?
I think Lonzo and Kobe should start together.
Yeah, that's. There was some interesting lineup conversation because it was the Zach being there still.
And people are gonna hate me for this.
Yep.
Or would it be better to have Lonzo and Io together and let Kobe just run, not second unit minutes, like he mixes up and we rotate things, but he's getting the majority of the time running the second unit. Because then it's like having a first string guy with the second strings.
Agreed.
Like there's options. The only thing is I just feel like DeMar and the Lonzo thing you bring up, ball in his hands, does that change the offense? I just feel like if things stay the same, we're not going to get better. And I necessarily don't think we need, like, I want Kobe White to be good better. For as much as I rag on him, that even in the great game that never happened, Dave, because remember those stats didn't exist.
Throw them out.
Never happened.
They don't exist.
Which by the way, can I just go on can I go on a quick aside that even me being the biggest Kobe hater through his career, that it is like the most asinine thing, asinine thing that we have you fought for these playing games, but the stats aren't going to matter. The stats can't count for, like, even if you said, oh, we've got playoff stats, regular season stats, and playing stats.
I think we'll get to that point because they're just incredible performances that happen every single year.
Why would they,
like, remember Ja Morant going off during the play-in? Like, that was incredible. Yeah. We're just going to pretend that didn't happen.
I just think it's stupid, and that's me coming from the point where, like, even Jake has said, yeah, but what about that playing game? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Those stats aren't recorded. I can't look them up. They don't exist. But, like, this isn't even, and I want to go back, this isn't me being a Kobe hater. This is me wanting Kobe, wanting to give the ball to him, because hey, if I give him the ball more, maybe that'll help him rather than hinder him. And, like, yeah, DeMar, great mentor, but, like, I just think of it as, like, the college kid, let's say, I'll use teaching because that's my experience. When you get to the end of your time, it's like they link you up with student teaching and stuff. And it's like, okay, these teachers, they're your mentor. But when you're thrown into a classroom, you can't rely on them anymore. Yep. When do we get to the point with Kobe White? Do we have to wait till his prime to where we're like, no, You don't get to be on your own until you're in this magical prime.
I don't think you necessarily want anyone on their own either. Okay, let's give it. I don't love this whole training wheels. You're spinning out here because name a single star out there who's doing it on his own.
Not what I mean.
Sure sounds like it.
Obviously,
you're saying you can't have overlapping roles on a team. You're saying that Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Sorry about it. One has to go. Training wheels. I don't get that.
Not what I'm saying. You're misconstruing, and this is why.
I am.
So with me, I'm saying it's not that roles can't overlaps.
Okay.
I'm saying by having DeMar on this team, you could be hindering Kobe's confidence. And with that, the more and more he has DeMar to lean on, if I'm in trouble, I've got DeMar there. Once DeMar's not there, what's Kobe going to be like? That's what I'm saying. The training wheels are there to make sure you don't fall, because when you fall, you're like, ouchie, it hurts. I don't know if I want to do that again. That's what I'm saying with the training wheels, that I would rather not have DeMar, put the ball in Kobe's hands more, put him in situations where he is alone, being like he's the guy, the main guy.
Are we paying Zach to stay then?
No, we're trading Zach.
So who's scoring points for us? Because I've got Kobe White, Ayo Dosunmu, and Vucevic as our core right now. Then I'm a little confused on who the going to put up 60 points for us outside of those.
So we have free agency
with no money. We have no money, Ricky. I don't know if you know. Unless we're also trading Zach to a team who can absorb all of his money and give us like $10 million back, which I think is the Orlando Magic.
We could work out a deal where we get some players for Zach. Not saying that we're getting a superstar. That's not what I'm looking for. We also have a draft pick. We can take somebody.
Where's drafts?
Or mind blow here.
Yep, I'm waiting.
Dalen Terry, we could give him more minutes. We could maybe put the ball in his hand. Julian Phillips would love to see the young guys maybe get some more playing time to see what they could do.
Ricky, now that's an irrational thought, because
AK, are you just going to draft guys that we never see?
We're not competing then. If we got rid of
the team we have now, we're not going to win.
You're absolutely wrong. We're going to compete this year. There's continuity. Because we have Lonzo Ball returning, and it's going to fix all of our magical problems because this mythical Messiah is back on the Bulls. So you just put that right back on the table. You go, we're going to compete this year. And then next year is the roster blows up. Maybe by the middle of this year, we'll know if the roster is going to blow up or not.
So
I'm telling you, man, there's no way that they will run with a roster without Zach or DeMar.
I know.
Those two pieces
they have
to be here because we are trying to win basketball.
So I love that you just said that, because the thing that I said earlier with the whole Leaf stuff, this is what I think is going to happen with the Bulls this year.
Sure.
We're going to have a decent regular season. If Lonzo's back and healthy, we will have the best regular season that we've ever had. However, then we'll get to the playoffs and not win it all. And at the end of the year, things will need to change. The big change that'll happen is Billy Donovan will be fired after the end of this season, because we didn't get it done. It's going to be something like it would be so poetic if it was just like the Leafs. Great regular season. You're a playoff team coming in. You're expected to there's a big chance you could win. You're the favorite in your first round, but then you lose and you go down 3-1, bring it back to 7, and then lose in game 7. If anywhere near that happened and we lost in the first round after having a great regular season, Billy Donovan, I'm sorry, chop, you're gone. We're just not going to win. Because the thing that you mentioned earlier where it's we got rid of all these coaches. Well, to me then, if the offense still struggles, then it wasn't those coaches that were the problem. It was Billy Donovan that's the problem.
But again, why would our offense struggle if we're getting back our point guard?
That is a weird variable that we got to put in there. I think
it's the most obvious thing we've all known for the last 3 years. Without Lonzo Ball, playing without a point guard is difficult.
It's the AK thing of only this one point guard can work in this. Yeah. If we don't have the one guy that
agreed,
the team just can't.
We tried to get Javon Carter, but then he got space jammed and forgot how to play basketball this year.
He did. He was very bad this year.
I don't
remember how hyped me, you, and James.
I have no explanation for how you can go from being like an absolute dog on defense, a knockdown 3-point catch and shoot guy, into just being unplayable for the vast majority of the season. And we still owe him. He's guaranteed money. He's still on the team. We got no options. He's just stuck. Like I said, we are stuck with some people, and that's just life.
Yeah. So
that's why I'm like we are running.
He's going to be getting
mil, right?
He's going to be getting paid 6.5 this year and a player option for next year.
Oh yeah, he's not passing up that player option. No, the only way we get rid of him is we're trading him with somebody. So that's why I feel like, look, we are all in on the idea that
include him in the Zach deal.
If a team has that much money available, why not? But like, look, it feels like everything lined up to the point where we finally have our golden window of healthy Lonzo Ball. Kobe's taken steps. Ayo's taken many steps. We have DeMar DeRozan, who's played at an incredible level for the last 3 years. We'll see what, if we can get Paul back on a nice, reasonable deal. And Vucevic's corpse is still out there getting us like 16 and 8, and probably gonna shoot like 12% from 3 this year.
Interesting.
What's up?
This article is from like 13 hours ago as we're recording this on Mother's Day.
Yes.
Happy Mother's Day to all the moms. I forgot. I did at the beginning of the draft room. I forgot to now. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Wish your mom happy Mother's Day if you didn't already. Very less than the draft room one just because I forgot about it. Bleacher Report article. This was from Eric Beeston, so take that for what it is. Per the Athletic Sham, at one point, both the Sixers and Lakers were linked to LaVine. However, former Bull writer and insider Scott Smith wrote on NBA.com that LaVine could provide the shooting that the Orlando Magic desperately need to realistically contend in the Eastern Conference. So I don't know if you knew about this, Dave, or if you were just throwing out the Magic to throw out the Magic, but is that the trade partner then we need to be ring-a-ding-dinging?
No, so there was a rumor out there that Orlando, because of the cap situation, has money, and we don't have to soak it all back. Like the projected whatever was basically, I think it was Wendell Carter, Joe Ingles, and a couple of seconds. Ugh. And that hurt my soul so much that I didn't want to bring it up.
So if that happens, we know two things. One, the only phone number that AK's got in his phone is Orlando. And two, he just it just becomes his own like personal fantasy that he just loves getting like swindled by the Magic.
Correct. Yeah. That's spot on.
Yeah.
Would Orlando want him? Absolutely. I'm sure they would. Do I want to do that deal and get Wendell Carter, who's already been spurred by a front office enough to play next to Vucevic?
He got traded by this front office.
Yep. And
it was the first thing they did, Dave.
And again, like that trade was bad enough on its own. Purely because it was Franz for Vucevic. The rest of it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Don't care. Franz for Vucevic was bad enough. The fact that Wendell had to deal with all this stuff, he's only played he's averaged 50 games a year since the deal. Yeah, shocker. Wendell Carter doesn't play seasons. We know this answer. It's just not. It's not him. Told you, warned you. Doesn't matter. You still got Franz out of it. You win. Congrats, Magic. But I think at the end of the day, my hope is not that we do a deal with the Magic again, because that would just hurt. I think if you find another team, even if we get into a situation where we have to take on like a Ben Simmons, hey, 1 year, $40-something million.
Dave's just trying to speak it into existence.
As the third time I've mentioned it, I will keep mentioning it.
It may be a reel or a short on our channel.
It's an expiring $40 million. If I get a first-round pick and Ben Simmons for Zach LaVine, am I going to be unhappy? I don't think so. I think I'm pretty happy that I have $40 million to spend next year.
Question for you. Kind of segueing, but
yeah.
Draft Lotto happened today.
It did.
We're still 11. I don't know why, Dave. I should have known it was rigged, but there was a small part of me that was like, please let us move up. Please let us move up, even if we get 4. At 11.
Oh, shoot.
Go ahead.
The last piece on Zach LaVine.
Go ahead.
Malik Monk is available if we do a sign and trade was my thought. I don't know the likelihood of that happening.
You just want the moist one in Chicago.
I want the moist one home where I love him. And I know they wanted Zach at one point, and they desperately need offense on that team. Which is hilarious because they're the Kings and all they did was score a bunch of points. But guess what? When the game slowed down, couldn't buy a bucket.
I am so dumb. You said the moist one, and I pictured him in a Laker uniform, not a...
Well, I mean, he had been in a Laker uniform prior.
Yes, but I forgot he was on the Kings this year, not the Lakers. Because when you said, they desperately need offense, I was like, dude, the Lakers need Jesus at this point. And to draft Bronny.
Don't send us D'Lo. We don't. The Bulls delegation passes on this. We offer the opportunity up to anyone else who wants it.
The Bulls delegation. Yeah. We sit at 11. Who's the guy that you want us to take at 11? Not really be there. Who's the guy that, same thing you asked Soapy, that'll make you the happiest little camper in the world? Because to me, I kind of like...
He's my answer. He's one of my big board. What do you want from me? You asked the question.
Okay. Realistically, Topic isn't going to be there at 11, Dave.
No, he won't. Realistically, I think we would want someone. No, Stephon Castle won't be there either.
I almost think we just need someone who shoots threes.
That would be good. The question is, we need in order of needs: rim protection, threes, and rebounds. Genuine answer? Well, Filipowski is one of them. He hasn't, the three ball's not consistent, but that offense was also dog, so I don't blame him. And he's looked pretty good. He moved pretty well. I still love the idea of going after Tyler Smith from the G League Ignite team. He is a 4 with great size, who has a confident 3-point shot, and the rest is a whole bunch of development needed. So TBD on the rest, but you want someone who is like 6'10", who can just shoot threes for you and stand in the corner, and be a weak side rim protector at times. Yes, he needs help on the defense. Yes, he needs some help on some other stuff. No, he shouldn't be allowed to dribble a basketball at times, but that's what we need. And the upside of having like a 6'10" guy who can shoot threes at a pretty good rate. I'm always interested. I'm always listening on those.
Now, tell me I'm crazy here.
Yeah.
Why is it that I want Dalton Connect so much to the Bulls at 11?
I have no idea.
It's just because he can shoot threes or has the potential to shoot threes?
I'm
is that it?
Because
he shot threes.
He's a bucket. He is a 3-level scorer. He's also like 24. So he'll be turning. Okay,
he just turned 23.
Yeah, so he's 23. So he's still one of the older players in the draft class. Yeah, he can shoot threes. Yeah, he's a 3-level scorer. He is awful on defense, though. Like, if you got him, we basically get worse DeMar DeRozan out of him. So he doesn't like the mid-range as much. I just mean, like, as far as, like, you're getting a guy who basically his job was to carry his team offensively and to be covered up by the 4 other guys around him on defense. That's what Tennessee was this past year.
Now, question. I feel like I know how you feel about this guy.
Carry job, man.
You said that the Thunder are going to do whatever they can to get
Cody
him.
Williams. Yep.
Would you be mad if the Bulls drafted Cody Williams?
No,
does that even
I would
seem
love
like
it.
an AK guy? Like, who's the AK guy then? Because that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Cody Williams would be an AK guy. Ron Holland would be an AK guy. Stephon Castle, huge AK guy.
He's going to be gone.
Yeah, he'll be gone.
He'll be top 10.
Tajon Saloon might be an AK guy because he's hypothetical right now.
However, it'd be like the greatest coincidence in the world. We draft Castle. Let's say Castle falls. We draft Castle.
Yeah.
We end up re-signing Drummond, and we have the last 2 UConn players drafted in the first round, freshmen. Because Drummond and Castle will be the last 2 UConn freshmen to be drafted.
Wow.
Yeah. I only learned this today and it was a gripe I had of how dumb ESPN's broadcast is. is they asked him, the exact question was, Stefan Castle, how will it feel if you become the next UConn, the first UConn freshman drafted since Drummond? Which I wanted him to answer. This is what I wanted his answer to be, but he went more nice. I would have went, yeah, I feel like I'm gonna be because I'm in the top 10 of every mock. Like, it's like, really, a guy in the top 10, you're gonna ask, what makes you feel like you're gonna be drafted? Like, come on, what are we doing? And Sam was right. Oh, it's just to fill time until the lottery. But it's like, can we make these broadcasts, like, has Pat McAfee, has he not taught you anything? You got to make these things fun. I'm not saying bring in Pat McAfee for it, but, like, you got to make it fun now. You can't get away with the same old boring stuff.
I agree with you. Also, can we get over the fact that during the draft, when we, like, draft a guy to a team that he's not actually going to ever play for, can we not, have a hat for him for the team he actually is on? That bugs me. I don't care about those.
Like the Luka, how Luka.
Yeah, Luka wearing Hawks hat is dumb. It shouldn't happen. Totally agree. But yes, I think that Cody would be a great pick that would fit us well. But I'm fully confident the Thunder will do everything it takes.
Yeah.
Tejan Saloon. He's big.
He's from France.
Mm-hmm. He had a pretty good year this year.
Is that another AK guy?
Yep. His shooting is a question mark, but he is athletic. He has some explosivity to his game. But he's just long. He's big and long. So yeah, I feel like those are kind of his guys. I still think people are sleeping on Filipowski. I'm just saying. He's playing after a double hip surgery this year. He literally would have been drafted right in the same spot last year if he had come out. I think people are projecting 10 to 25 was his range. Yeah. Double hip surgery moves pretty well.
There's one guy, Dave.
Ooh, Kaishan George?
No.
Oh.
AK did it once. Why not do it again? Chicago kid.
A bench player?
Played for Illinois. TSJ.
Now,
I would love that.
Gonna be tough to draft someone who's on trial for rape starting 2 weeks before the draft.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I believe the draft, the court date was set, and it's 2 weeks prior to the draft. I don't know how long that.
Obviously, due diligence will be taking place, but I'm taking this on the court as we always do.
Yeah.
Obviously, if things come up and change that, obviously the opinion changes. But on the court, hey, you hit one. Why not test your luck? Try again. Lincoln Park guy, Chicago kid, played at Illinois, has got things that could help us. Could score the ball.
Play defense. I wouldn't. I would think it's a reach. Just again, he's older. He's older than Dalton Knecht. He's 23 and a half. So I would prefer going for a 4 personally, because I think that a 4 or a 4-5 tweener or something like that. That's what we need. We need size. Like, sure, could there be better players that maybe we should pay for? Yeah, maybe.
This year for the
should stop drafting.
This year for the Bulls is the first time that I'm thinking, fit be damned, just take the best player, the player you think that's going to help us the best.
Yeah, I think there's a couple guys like Bobby Clinton, Tyler Smith could be interesting. Those are the two guys who, after you hit like Hess Saloon, like those are the next two guys where you're talking about bigs with size, and bigs in air quotes because they're like 3-4. Well, 4-5s, 3-4s, depends on how you see it. It just hurts though. It feels so weird because I'm like, yes, we could take TSJ, but I feel like our floor spacing would be still ass, and I don't know how that gets better.
Yeah,
and it's like, hey, could Io shoot 40% from 3 again, but increase volume? That'd be great. Lonzo Ball back helps our 3-pointers out definitely, but no Zach also kind of balances out. So I don't know, man. I feel like we're going Project Wing. I do think
the AK standard, like just play the hits, AK. Just play the hits.
He does, and he will. We talked about this before.
He's like the
Patrick
Eagles.
Williams, Project Wing. We got lucky with Io DeSumo.
Yeah,
no doubt. That was great pickup.
Lucky, credit. Some of us knew. Come
Why am I forgetting his name after I reminded you of his name? Bench player. He's an energy guy.
Energy guy.
Oh,
Javon Carter?
No, I love Javon Carter, but no.
Malik Monk?
Draft class. I'm going draft class. Who did we draft 2 years ago?
Dalen Terry.
Dalen Terry. Thank you. I was stuck on the
not who we drafted, where we drafted him. I knew Dalen Terry. I just didn't thought he was a second rounder.
No, he's first round talent, Ricky. First round talent. Because
Julian Phillips. We have Julian.
Well, that's
Phillips.
what I was getting to. I was going project pick. So we got Julian Phillips, who was hyper athletic at Tennessee. We got Dalen Terry, who was like this awesome, like in between kind of connective piece for Arizona next to Ben Mathurin. So it's like we've got all these kind of guys who sort of maybe could have skill sets that we mold into like the future wings for the Bulls, but none of them's taken it by the reins yet. Julian Phillips had the most explosive, I think, by far. Like he is, I did not expect him to be that good that early, but he killed it in the G League. He showed he worked on a shot a bunch, and I can't wait to see him this upcoming year. But I still think we draft another wing.
You know what time? Time I wish we would still. The time that we were still living in. Yeah. Remember the days when Donovan Clingan was at 11?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Mock drafts.
That'd be great.
Those are good times, right? Those are great times.
Yeah, I miss.
We're not gonna get Donovan Clingan, Dave.
I love the fact that I just asked the question like, why is no one like talking about Donovan Clingan? And then all of a sudden, like the next week, he was just at the top of every board. Like, oh,
people listen. People listen to you.
People listen. Must be. Who don't you want to see them take?
Kyle Filipowski.
Why not?
I just am not.
Do you hate rebounding?
I just am not a fan of him.
Do you hate a big who?
He doesn't have the best awareness, in my opinion. And I just, there's something about him. It's one of those things where you're just like, I don't know. Maybe it's the Duke thing.
Could be a Duke thing.
Could be, like I said, zero on court awareness. Could be the double hip injury.
But he had double surgery.
Yeah.
He's all good now.
Yet again, how well do you trust our medical team and evaluate? How well do you trust the Bulls medicals from?
Less than I trust Duke.
Good point.
Which
we're just when it comes to guys, like, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Could go either way. He could get drafted by us and turn into an injury-plagued player, or he could not be drafted by us and be MPJ.
I mean, MPJ was still an injury-plagued player.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. We don't draft him and he becomes MPJ.
But he's been great.
That's what I'm saying. He's been great.
Yeah.
Except for game 2?
He had a rough game. Oh no. He had a rough game, but after he won in the championship last year, putting up insane numbers, shooting the out of the ball, rebounding and shooting. God, doesn't that sound like a thing we would want to have? Rebounding and shooting. God bless it.
Do we only have one pick this year? We don't have a second rounder, do we?
We don't.
We don't.
We have 3 second rounders for the next 7 years.
Buy one.
Yeah, we have 3 second rounders for the next 7 years, I think.
Do we trade back?
So we could. I would. Unless someone really great fell to us, I would trade back. I feel like this class try to get volume back.
Because, I would say that I would be more confident.
That sounds lazy, but yeah.
I would be more confident trading. If we had
pick 31 and 40 something. No,
not trading back into the late teens, early 20s, and then you can go ahead and get your TSJ if you feel like he's there, your Tristan Da Silva, your Kalel Ware, your
Da Silva will go. Da Silva goes to the
do you like
Kings
Missy?
13,
do you like Missy as a rim protector, or is that
Missy,
just me?
Yeah, no, Missy's got great potential, but I think he's a lock to the Raptors at 19.
Okay.
I don't.
Tankathon's got him at 17 to the Pels.
That's fair, but I just know that floor wise, he's not going past 19. Where you just know a team and a player.
Yeah.
I'm going. There's no way he does not go by 19.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's he's from Cameroon. It lines up the play, what they're looking for, the issues on that roster. Oh yeah, he's a shoo-in.
It's me thinking too high.
What's that?
If we could find a team that would want Javon Carter and could get Javon Carter for like 2 seconds, just to grab some dudes and like. No, I know. Or just even buying a second round pick. I look at a dude in the second like Baylor Shireman that Tankathon's got going huge to the Sixers. I would love him.
He's first round talent. He absolutely is first round talent.
They have him going 41st to the Sixers.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, the boards are so everywhere. They have KJ Simpson going 40.
Yep, they do.
KJ Simpson's a starting point guard. What am I missing here?
But yet again, we got to think about this draft class, and there's a lot of people that could be first rounds in this draft class.
But I mean, like Baylor's like a 6'6" wing who has ball handling skills, who's one of the best rebounders for his position, and shoots the shit out the ball. Like, his big negative is he's old, but he has worked on his defense. He's worked on his game all around. Like, he's not a liability out there. I don't know. I just think that he's very, very underrated for what he does on the court. So I've got him as first round grade. If he's there, absolutely. You pay for that pick.
Yeah, but like I even look like in the pick that the Sixers, they have 41st should be ours, but it's the Sixers.
That's fine.
Like Baylor Shireman is one in the second where I'm like, man, if we could get him and then like trade back and get like a Missy or a Ware, get your big down low.
I don't want Ware.
Then
He's
Missy.
got motivation issues.
Then Missy, that's fine. If we get Missy and then buy a second round pick, get Baylor Shireman, like I'd be happy with that.
That'd be amazing.
But are they AK guys? Are they projects enough?
I don't know. Ulrich Kamchi is probably the biggest project pick, but we'll see. He's also under the tutelage, I think, of Noah. So there might be a hookup there. But I just feel like trading back is the easy answer.
But you got to find a trade partner who's going to
exactly. I'd say who wants to come up and get someone at 11, or is it a package of things where, like we said, hey, if we have someone on a roster who is maybe vaguely attractive to a team, like an Alex Caruso, who's on an incredibly great deal for 1 year.
If we're trying to run it back, we're not trading AC.
But you're right. You're right.
If we're running it back with Lonzo, we're not trading AC.
Yes. My thought was you could make Caruso expendable because Lonzo is back, even though we don't know if Lonzo will be back. So obviously not.
Yeah. Well, because AC plays defense. It's the only reason why I'm thinking we wouldn't trade him is because we need someone to play defense.
Absolutely. I mean, he defends 1 through 5 for us. Like, what are you gonna?
I mean, even though Zach's
Green now,
even though Zach's defense is better, he ain't gonna be here.
Zach's defense is better than what?
No, I said better, like than it was.
Oh, then it was.
Remember, I'm referring to the whole thing where he's like, "Hey, don't tell my team I can play defense."
Oh yeah, when he went to the Olympics and just bragged about the fact that he could play defense, he just refuses to for our team. Yeah, that was great. That made us feel special.
That's what I was referring to. He just doesn't play defense better than most people on the team.
Yeah, I mean, he can. He just
doesn't want to
when he needs to. We'll see when that happens. God.
Any final thoughts, Dave, on this?
Just team? So motivated by the way the season ended, solving our problems here in the draft. We're going to address everything, and we're going to be right back in it next year. 42 wins. 42-win season.
I don't know where we'll finish because it relies on Lonzo. I think if Lonzo's back but Zach is not, the highest we'll be is a 4-5. That's like pie in the sky.
I'd say the East is kind of up for grabs, man. Like,
but what I feel like is going to happen, I'm going to go a little bit more optimistic than this year. We'll be a 4, 5, or 6, so we'll miss the play-in. We'll lose in the first round. Billy Donovan will get fired after this year.
Bold prediction.
Good regular season. We make the playoff. We escape the play-in. We're happy. We lose in the first round to a team that is like it'd be like us running into like the Knicks, like a team that is just more well put together. They have a better coach. They play playoff basketball because it's different than regular season basketball.
True.
And then we have to make the hard, not for me, but the hard decision for AK of axing Billy Donovan. and then moving on, because something will have to change if this team, or will avoiding the play-in be enough to be like, yeah, no, we're good.
We're good. And then
Soapy just said, he said, I don't know if we talked about it and we didn't. Is there a chance the Bulls trade up? No, right?
I don't think so. I think there's guys that would help our roster and help us compete next year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we do it. I don't think
we've given away so many assets.
Well, no, so we have, like I said, we have 3 second rounders for the next 7 years. We have a first rounder owed to the Spurs next year, with a protection on there. And I think that's it. I think we're clear after that.
But to move up, and how far are we moving up? Are we trying to move up into the top 4? Or are we just trying to move up from 11 to 8 or 11 to 7?
I mean, if you're looking in the top 4, you joked about Zach LaVine to the Hawks. Yeah, we could eat Clint Capella's contract and whatever other garbage.
It's only for a year. It's only for a year.
I don't think they give up one, even in this class for Zach. Actually, is Zach LaVine worth the number 1 overall pick
this year?
Yep.
Yes.
This specific
year, yes, because there's no
for $43 million a year for the next 4 years.
If they think he can work with DeJounte Murray, what if that's no, we're not getting Trey in the number 1. No. What if it's a 3-team? It would have to be a 3-team deal, and Trey would have to be going to the 3rd team. That's what it would have to be like. Because the only reason I'm trading for Zach, if I'm the Pelicans and giving up number 1, is if I'm also trading Trey Young away.
Right. Yeah,
because I'm not running a team of Trey, DeJounte, and Zach.
I mean, honestly, kind of.
No.
Jalen Johnson at the 4, like that team's got no 5. It's got Big O at the 5, but like, oof.
Yeah,
that's a lot of offense, Ricky. That's a lot of offense.
I don't know if I would push that button. Is what I'm saying.
And again, I don't think we could trick the new Wizards into worse Bradley Beal.
That's tough. Bradley Beal.
That's tough. The Rockets have Jalen Green. I don't know if they're in love with Jalen Green anymore. Maybe.
Yeah.
But they got some big deals. Spurs do not want Zach LaVine. I could tell you that on paper. No. Pistons though. Hey, Soapy, was this Soapy's way of saying like
no
number 5?
No. He's going to be happy with Tobias Harris.
5 for Zach LaVine.
Soapy says, I think there's a chance you guys could move up to 4. That would be the Spurs.
Yeah, I'm at a loss. Are
we trading draft assets? Or are we trading like... are we signing trading DeMar?
DeMar goes back?
I mean, I think they would want DeMar more than Zach.
Pop is Pop, man. It's hard to read that. I can't imagine he wants either, but like I think him and DeMar got along at least pretty well. I think
because remember all the
DeMar to play point guard.
All the rumors that they want DeJounte, and that didn't pan out coming through. I don't know if that was because of the Spurs or the Hawks though.
Yeah.
If the Hawks just said no, we're not trading them, but yeah, Dave, it's definitely going to be interesting. Here's the thing that we need to address before we count this one out is the scheduling for the podcast. Because obviously there's no bowl season anymore.
There's not. There's no more games left.
I'm going to throw this out. I'm going to throw this out and you tell me if you agree with it. The times that we will record during the off season is after free agency. So after once free agency starts and if we sign some within those first days, we record then.
Draft first, right? Then
well, yeah, I forgot draft is first. So draft first. Yeah. We'll probably do, I don't know if you want to do one before, like the week before and do one after. Just
we'll see if there's a rumor mill.
Yeah.
If there's a rumor mill going into the draft.
Well, that's the thing. The 2 for sure's will be after the draft and after free agency starts.
Yeah.
Like depending on how busy we are in the opening days. Then there might be emergency. Like if we trade Zach, there'll be an emergency podcast. Like obviously.
As needed basis.
And then we'll pick up a little bit before the season and then go to
maybe a little summer league action.
Maybe we do one for summer league.
Maybe a little
for sure draft and free agency, probably summer league, and then just emergency anytime there.
Sounds like a plan, man.
We are the men with a plan. or the Brian Kendrick experience.
Do we hope the front office also has a plan?
I don't know at this point, dude. Like, AK makes me not want to watch this team, even though I do.
He can't say that. Okay.
He makes me not want to watch this team. I'm ready for the same thing. Very quick before we go out, Soapy says, could be a 3-team deal where Zach gets sent to a third team, Spurs get assets from us and the third team, and the Bulls get 4. That's just a rough idea in his mind. Could work. 3-team deals are always fancy in the NBA,
Spicy.
but Bulls fans will be back at some point this offseason. I hope you guys are well while we're off.
I'll say, yeah.
Make sure that you take some time away until the draft. Take some time away. Set the notification, though, in case we pop something out there.
$300 to go see Caitlin Clark in person.
Yeah, at the Sky Stadium.
You want to watch good basketball.
Dude, not even the Indiana game, seeing the Sky there is the Caitlin Clark effect for the Chicago market is insane. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, commenting, liking, subscribing. And as always, have a good day, everybody. As always, we'd like to thank the people that make these videos possible, our patrons whose names are displayed on the screen now. If you would like to become a patron, go ahead and click the Patreon icon in the bottom right. And if you'd like to check out another video from MVP Sports, hit the video in the upper left. As always, thanks for watching.